And here's a piece of track in the VCU A lot. It's buried, and they're probably all over the place, but it comes right off of track 1. And right under that exit ramp bridge, this side of the Lee Street Bridge, or the MLK Jr. Bridge, there is another side track. And further than Brown Street level crossing, there was a switch track, but it's been pulled out. But there's probably a good 6 or 8 tracks buried in here. There's another section right there. Maybe you can see it. But they all went, I think, from this right here. You cross that drive at the A section, or at least to this lot, and go on down towards Broad Street. And I think because of Broad Street, they pulled out the lines, unless there's bump stops down there. I think there's 2 or 3 bump stops at the end. But I know south of Brown Street, in those other parking lots, there's a lot of cobble. And in fact, 16th, between tracks 1 and 2 is all cobble. Between Broad and Main, and down there around that old warehouse down there, beyond the station, and towards the other set of old warehouses just across Main, all that down through there is old boxcar side tracks. And I think they used to do a lot of commerce for the, I think the sign says for poor people, or less than fortunate. There's a sign around here somewhere. But it's kind of like a big flea market. And probably also some passenger loading and unloading for those that couldn't afford the, I guess, the higher model trains, whatever. There's plenty of history, and ain't done a whole lot, but not a whole lot of study. But quite a bit to read and learn about this area. This is all, I think it's upper Chaco Valley. We may not be quite in the bottom yet, but this is all old railroad history, warehouse. Lots of, well, it's paper, wine. There is still a liquor distributor on the other block on 17th. I don't know how big it is, but it's part of that ice building over there. Of course, tobacco, that's the Raven now. It's all apartments on down to the end of the block. There is a Panera Bread over there on the next block. It's just a distribution kitchen. It's not a full restaurant. Right next to the Chaco Valley Market, which is a little convenience store. We come up a block. You can't see it from here. It's Pi 314. It's a nice wood-fired stove pizza place. I think it's also a hookah bar, plenty of drinks. And then up the street a little bit further is a parking deck for, I forget the name of this apartment building now. Then you got a vacant warehouse up the street. There's nothing in that. Just beyond that, out of shot, beyond this little warehouse, which they happen to do a lot of metal working here, across the street next to that vacant warehouse is a print shop, and I forget the name of it, but it's over there, and that's right across the street from where I live. But a couple tracks. I think they still store oils, probably heating oils, in those tanks, and that belongs to the heating and air right next to the old SCL platform down there, just to the east of Main Street. I think they take care of all that. That's pretty neat business. I saw a small fuel truck today, and I see a big one come in and out of here once in a while. They have to unload it and load it out again, so I know they're using it. And that's probably why there's still an active signal, and they dump out flares out here. I know Amtrak does it. I think that's only in backing maneuvers, but I'm still not sure why, unless there is an unofficial conductor on the back of the train, and they may not have a whistle like some do for signaling. But there's hardly ever any traffic that crosses Brown Street unless it's CSX or whoever this fuel supplier is over here, and then their suppliers from the big trucks. So really not a whole lot of traffic, but it is accessible by vehicle. It's supposed to be pretty much no trespassing around here, as you saw earlier. But yeah, it's VCU parking, and I'm sure y'all pay a pretty penny to park here, even though it's all gravel. But, you know, right off the bus line, there's a VCU